So, welcome to yet another show of The Inspired Indian, where we showcase the talents of Indians who have significant achievements under their belt, and undoubtedly, they are inspired Indians. So, today we're very, very excited to welcome Mr. Pankaj Garg. He has a phenomenal achievement that we are going to talk about. He's got a very interesting journey too about his career in Canada, and we cannot wait to dig into all of this. So, welcome, Mr. Garg. So,
Thank
let
you.
me start by saying what's the achievement, right? Because people are curious all the time to know that first, and then we'll. So, you've been a topmost performer in your brokerage, not once, not twice, but for 5 years consistently. And we're going to talk in details about that. But right now, let's get started by getting to know you better. Tell us a bit about yourself and your journey and what up until you began your career in insurance.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vandana, first of all, and thank you so much, the Inspired India. So it's a great effort that you have started this podcast thing, and you are sharing other people's experience, their journey with your viewers, with your listeners. And it's a great privilege to be here with you on one frame. So, yeah, my name is Pankaj Garg, and I have been working in the insurance industry for the last 12 years. But the journey started, when we come to another country, your journey, your struggle starts from the beginning, from the very first day. So I came to Canada in June 17, 2005. So that was my landing date in Canada. And I started my career, my job at a gas station as a cashier in Burlington, somewhere in Burlington. And then my second job was in a factory in Guelph. So I used to do night shifts. I did that job for 3 years. Then in 2012, I somehow moved to insurance industry due to some financial reasons. And also, I worked with Halton District School Board and YMCA as a child care supervisor.
And as a supply teacher, as you said,
Yes,
you did
yes.
D&D. That's such a diverse range of different things that you've tried and done, which just tells us more about your personality and how to
And
use.
Vandana, I think I missed one thing. I did radio hosting as well for 12 years.
Okay, I'm not surprised. There are some people, you put them in anything, they'll master it. I think that's kind of the person you are, that, whether it's talking, whether it's selling, whether it's teaching, you can adapt yourself. And being a teacher, like I don't want to sound here like make any gender issues, but it's predominantly a women's job, right? But when men come into it and do a great job with it, and they take it on, it honestly makes me respect those men even more, because it's such a wonderful thing to do. But that's a fantastic journey. And so, yes, how did you get started with like insurance? And what were your initial challenges when you got started? Because a lot of our viewers are trying different things, especially, as you know,
Yeah.
the most important thing is a career challenge here for a
Yes.
lot of people who come new, and we want to inspire these people by understanding how you got started and overcame your challenges.
Yeah, I remember when I bought a new house, my first house where I'm living right now in Burlington. Somebody called me, some insurance advisor called me up and for the insurance. And I was 24, 25 years old that time when I bought the house. So he came to my house and he sold two policies for me and my wife. So we got life insurance from him. And he was from India as well. And he asked me, what is your education from India? I told him that I have done masters in mathematics and I have done teaching education program in India. So he said, why don't you join the insurance industry?
Mhm.
So I was doing pizza delivery that time. That was my full-time job. So
Wow.
I decided to move on, and then I started reading, studying the insurance thing. He got me registered in the business career college for the insurance thing. So I started reading it. I remember in 2008 when we bought this new house, my son was born. He was just 16 days old when we moved to our first house. I couldn't see his childhood because I was working all the time, like 7 days a week. I had sponsored my parents. You know, when there's an immigration thing in your household, and you have to show a certain amount of your salary to the government that yes, you are eligible to sponsor somebody from your home country. So I was working 7 days a week. I didn't see my son's childhood. I was reading when I come back home. I was studying. Eventually, I got my insurance license in 2012. So I started working, but that time I never had that thought in my mind that I will be a full time insurance advisor someday. I never thought about it. I thought it's a side job, side business. I will do my wife's insurance, my relatives, this and that. Other than that, I was pursuing my teaching career. But when I started doing radio hosting, and I was kind of advertising myself as an insurance advisor. I was getting calls from the people. So that time I was driving taxi, so you couldn't answer those calls. You couldn't answer those questions regarding insurance. So then I decided, no, it's a good time to move to insurance industry as a full-time insurance advisor. So in 2012 I joined the insurance industry as a full-time.
Wow, what a journey and lots of hard work. Um,
Yes, it is. I think it's everybody's story. It's not just me.
Absolutely. Yeah, but every time you hear it, like it just fills you with so much respect and yes, of course, inspiration. And so then on, uh, building it's a switch, right? From whatever everything else you were doing, whether it was being a radio jockey or taxi driving or teaching.
Yeah.
It's a shift from that. There's a lot of transferable skills, but there's a
Yes.
lot of learning as well. So walk us through that process is to, how you molded your personality, what you had to adapt to, what were the things that you had to learn along the way. I'm sure there was obviously apart from the exam, there were other things and people skills that you've mastered to get to where you are.
Yes, as a taxi driver, you learn a lot of things. You have a lot of
Um,
stories. You talk to your customers, a lot of times. So that's where I think I get the communication skills, you can say, and also from my gas station job initially. But in during my college time, when I was in India, I used to do plays, and I used to sing songs. So I did not have that hesitation to speak. So after that, when you join the radio industry, media industry, then surely you have to talk. You have to answer the people's questions. So that really helped me in the insurance industry as well, because it's a customer service after all. But it was challenging because in our South Asian community, honestly speaking, insurance products are ignored. People are not aware of what's the importance of the insurance, and it's very hard to make them understand why we need insurance, how it works, why we need it. So it is challenging, but I accepted that challenge, and radio hosting helped me a lot to overcome that challenge.
Because there's a lot of education involved, right? Like
Yes,
for people, for them to even understand. The other challenge when I look at the industry, I feel it's a lot of it's a job that needs a lot of motivation, right? Because you're
yes,
constantly meeting people, making those appointments. You really don't have work-life separation in that sense because clients available in the evening, and then like you said, you
yes.
didn't you missed out on your child's
Childhood, yeah.
yeah, in your son's childhood. And but I guess that it's that so were you for some time doing both, like your or did you go all in? Like were you at one point you just dropped everything and were completely in insurance, or you did it part-time for a while and
Yeah, as I mentioned before, I started this career as a part timer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I was doing taxi at that time. Then I started. My parents didn't want me to drive taxi because they were staying at home in the bad weathers, and I was outside on the roads. So they insisted me to get a job which is just inside, and so I thought I should go for the radio industry. I got a chance, got an opportunity to work in a radio industry. Yes, I started as a part time, but eventually, when you think you can make your career, you can professionally successful in this profession. So you have to join full timer in any
Ab-
profession, and
ab-
it's based on trust. Any job, any realtor, if you are in the mortgage industry, it's based on the trust. If you are working honestly in your profession and people trust you, then you can go ahead and achieve your goals, I guess.
100%. Yeah, no, absolutely. What I meant to ask you earlier is after you stopped driving the taxi, were you also doing insurance and the radio job? Oh,
Yes,
really? Because
yes,
then
yes,
the radio job became your marketing, right? Like that's where you got
exactly.
the leads from. And
Yes,
that's something you can do while working full time because you probably have fixed hours for your morning or evening shows or whatever shows that you were doing for the radio. And do you still do the radio show?
yes, I still
Mhm.
do it.
Okay, okay. So that's for another day, another interview. Um, and so in insurance, yes, as you said, it is mostly KLT as we call it, know, like, and trust. People have
Yes,
to first of all know you, they have to like you, and ultimately they have to trust you. So would you say a lot of your business is word of mouth then that grew
yes.
later on?
Yes, that's right. That's right. But before pandemic, you had to go to the client's house to meet them, or they are coming to your office because it's a long-term investment. Insurance is not just 1 or 2 days investment. So it's a 20 years, 30 years investment. So they want to see the person, so they want to talk to that person who they are dealing with. So before pandemic it was really hard, like family wise your family life is vanished somehow, and social life as well, because you are going to meet the clients. After pandemic it's so easy, every company, everything, it's online. And I want to mention that most of my clients after pandemic, 80 more than 80% my clients, they did not see me, I did not meet them. It's just on the radio they heard me, they listened me, they are my listeners, they talk to me on the phone, and everything happened just online, they never saw me. So that is a trust, and you have to maintain that trust for a long time with your honesty and with your professionalism, I guess.
100%, 100%. And I also know firsthand that you are very attentive to details. And I'm going to share this example, which I've shared many times. When we first met, I found your card at a gym. And
Yeah.
when we started talking, the
That's
number
right.
of questions you asked me and the way you asked me, I was like, this is different, right? Because you were very thorough and you were very, you wanted to know every single detail because obviously you were bringing your family to the event. And that told me a lot about how you approach your business. And so the last and the most important question, tell us the secret behind being the top, and not just being the top or staying there. That is the hardest part, right?
Yeah. In our profession, we say that it's an addiction.
Hmm.
Once you achieve the goal, once you hit the target for 1 year, then you want to do it another year, then another, because you're getting lots of recognition, lots of awards, lots of appreciation from the brokerage, from the insurance companies, and from the family as well. So people think you are working, you are active in this profession, and I guess I just follow the track, and I made it happen. So for the last 5 years, I hit the target and continuously, consistently, and I have been the top life insurance advisor in my brokerage.
And if we may ask you and share to whatever extent you would like to share, but when you're pursuing that goal, right, then you probably cannot just rely on what's coming in, like okay, word of mouth and the radio. you're probably doing some very conscious efforts from your end as well.
Yes, yes,
And so
yes.
what does your marketing mix look like? I'm a marketer, so I'm curious about those. Share whatever you feel like sharing, and if you
Well,
don't,
it's a
that's fine.
continuous process, as you have mentioned. You cannot stop if you have achieved your goal for the first year, for the first time. You don't stop. You know, you have to advertise yourself, and most importantly, I had the radio. So that was the like hit a target in a wood. So radio was the most important thing for me, and that's how I get the clients. And it's a reference based profession, you know. And if you in real estate profession, people come to you because they need house. In insurance business, they don't come to you because they don't think they
They
need
need it.
insurance. So that's how it works. It's a lot of hard work involved in this profession, but at the same time, it's worth because you are helping people. I remember those families where they did not have any life insurance or any insurance products, and they had to go through a big financial crisis,
Mm.
because of that. And I also know those families which had these products and they felt so relaxed after having their claims done.
Absolutely. We're over time a little bit, but I do want to touch on that many a times, when we talk about businesses, it invariably, whether, we think about it consciously or not, we are helping people in most businesses. But when you're conscious about it, it becomes purpose driven in a way, doesn't it?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
And perhaps that also is a big drive. When you're working just for money, it's one thing. But when you know you're helping people and taking care of their needs, which they're not even aware of, I think that's completely altogether. Well,
Yes.
this is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Any passing remarks? Please share with our viewers, and then we'll ask you to share your contact information and wrap it up at that.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much to you for having me on your podcasting, and I really liked it to see you again after that event. And lastly, I would like to say your viewers, it's a message that you can join insurance industry as a part timer, but I'm already available always for you if you need any guidance, any awareness how to join it, how to proceed with your goals in this profession. I'm just one phone call away, or any insurance needs you have in GTA, especially in Burlington, Oakville, or Hamilton area. Just give me a call. I'm full-time life insurance advisor, as Vandana has mentioned already. My contact number is 905-616-7560, 905-616-7560.
That is fantastic. Thank you very much for making the time. Thank you, more importantly, for inspiring us. You're definitely an inspired Indian. Thank you,
Yeah.
Pankaj.
Thank you so much. Best wishes to Inspired India.
Thank you.